Ah, what wonderful logos.
Oh yeah, there's something you want to see at the start of every Ace Combat game, a fucking disclaimer.
Yeah, well, here we are. Just remember, you folks did this to yourselves. So,
Oh,
this is me starting a new campaign
yeah.
on Pilot because I only hate myself a little bit. Just enough to LP this.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, technically you did this to
I
yourself.
saw my death in my
Yeah.
dreams many times.
So, another change. This game, no briefings, ever. Just cinematics.
On a direct course to Miami. You were cleared to engage
Nice.
and destroy.
Say, I don't know if I should be welcoming people to this or if you want to, but
I don't know if anybody really deserves to be welcomed anywhere, but yeah, I'm Noble64. That other guy is 9 Gear Crow. This is Assault Horizon. Buckle in. So there he goes. That is our protagonist.
yeah,
William, I think, Bishop? Yes.
Yeah.
Warwick 1.
yeah, just
Call sign Brass. And
I was
here
gonna
we
say,
go.
break in with Ace Combat tradition immediately by giving your protagonist a face, a name, and a voice.
And an F-22.
Oh
And anyway,
yeah,
And yet another break with Ace Combat tradition. Fucking dogfight mode.
hooray!
And so, what I made a point to do in this particular one is I am providing zero steering input whatsoever, just to show off how scripted these can sometimes be. Like, my thumbs are off the sticks, the only thing I'm pushing is the machine gun button. That's it. And every time, he does that, which is cool.
Yeah, like that is the one thing I will give Assault Horizon. The game looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, and the engine did give us Infinity as well.
And from the look of it, it's also going to give us Ace Combat 7, or at least the bones of it.
Yeah, probably. And so here we have the flight controls. I'm playing this with a controller, even though it is the PC. Just,
You kinda have to, really. Like,
Yeah.
even like when I did like Ace Combat, like Assault Horizon for the stream back on Good Friday last year, I used the controller.
Acceleration.
yeah. Because the thing about the PC version is, like, it was such a late and sloppy port that it wasn't even announced until they released the first major patch for the console.
Check.
Like, that's a bit
I'm
shit.
good. Let's get back to the furball.
I'm with you.
So here we go. Now,
One, what's your
this
status?
is proper flying.
Looking for action.
Second
Like,
flight of
again, I
Vantage,
can
from the south.
see why like Namco like wouldn't
them on
want to
radar.
like announce this thing.
Yeah?
Like,
You mean the PC port, or?
yeah, the PC port, yeah, because like by this point, like the reviews had already come in, like the reaction had already come in, like this thing was already dead in the water as far as Ace Combat fans were concerned. So yeah, I can kind of see Namco wanting to bury this thing in cement.
Yeah. Screw the shoes, how about a suit? Okay, so they can do dogfight mode on you as well, which is something which I think bears mentioning. And that's what's happening now. So, you can either just fly away from them, as I did there, or you can also do a counter maneuver, which I think comes up later in the video. And the fun thing about counter maneuvers is the type of counter maneuver you perform is determined by the direction you push on the stick. I think what I do is I end up pulling back, which does a Cobra. You can do a Cobra in any plane in the game. Any plane, even a fucking Harrier. Which is like, alright. And so what we have here is, this is more dogfight mode.
Tiger 1,
Yeah.
break left. We'll take
As
it.
it... Yeah?
Sorry, I was gonna say like, yeah, there is again one thing that the Ace Combat series is really generously good at. It's not giving a fuck about mechanical realism.
Yeah. So, like the game said, this plane is marked as target_lead, which is not something you see in any other Ace Combat game. And those targets pretty much have to be destroyed in dogfight mode encounters.
Roger that.
Because, and most of those are scripted. Some to the level of the first one, others not so. Most of the ones in this mission are 100% scripted because they're treated as tutorials. Like one that comes up later is the one where you learn about special weapons. And so this guy slows down just so you can figure out about the machine gun. Like, that's how scripted these ones are in the beginning. And so what he just did there, he popped the flare. which is another thing new to this game.
Magic to Werewolf 1.
We
Bandits
get them as
approaching
well.
Miami Beach area. Clear to engage.
It's not really new to it. Like certain enemies in Ace Combat 5, like the named aces.
And the aces as well. And like Grun does flares in 0. I don't remember anything about 5, but I'm sure you're right.
Me.
Yeah, like Zipong from Narrow Margin does it too. But yeah,
Oh.
like it's very rare. But when it happens, like yeah, it's just to make them really harder to shoot down.
I believe the aces in 6 get them as well. Or the ace squadron, not like the named aces.
This isn't your day.
Alright, so yet another one. And this one. Oh, this one. I never understand this interlude. This is so complicated.
Fire.
Like, who is shooting what at whom? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like that requires a Belkin level of pre-planning if that's indeed what happened.
yeah, like this is what happens when you let fucking Michael Bay direct Ace Combat.
Man, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Jim DeFelice.
Oh yeah,
To trash his fucking Strange Reel story. Okay, and this is where you're finally allowed to use XMAAs.
Target down.
yeah, like I kind of want to see now, like, what was his original vision for the game before, like, Namco went, yeah, no, we want to make Call of Duty.
Yeah, you have to admire the guy, because didn't he actually, like, we were like, we would like to do Ace Combat, and then he just, I don't remember if he, like, had something ready to go, or what.
Roger that. We'll take
But,
it.
like, I admire the dedication. And like you, I desperately want to see what the hell it was.
All allies, be advised. The shark mouth has been
So,
sighted.
Sharkmouth, remember that. Remember that name. Yeah. Yet another incredibly scripted dogfight encounter. Like I said, gonna see lots of these. Although I will say that this level of scripting probably makes it much easier to play this game with a keyboard. Not that I've tried, but I feel like it should. And so what just happened there was, I think it's called like a chain kill or something. If you kill somebody in dogfight mode, and there's somebody right in front of him, then you get in dogfight mode of him immediately.
Understood.
So that was a counter move that I just pulled.
Yeah, like I'm just looking at this now, like especially after going through and completing Assault Horizon Legacy, just the comparison between dogfight mode and like the assault maneuvers from Legacy,
Yeah.
Copy that.
and like yeah, you can definitely see like the genealogy between the two. But yeah, I'm still very much preferring like what Legacy did with the system, just stripping it down to its very basest, almost unintrusive
SAR operation underway near the
level.
stadium. Keep the bandits away from the area.
Yeah, that sounds better than this, and also better than what Joint Assault did, which was just to have all the air combat take place in, like, molasses.
Negative. Still unknown.
And so what that was, what I just did, that shows how much PS2 Ace Combat I've been playing, because in every game of the Golden Trilogy, special weapons, I think mostly it's just the anti-air special weapons,
Roger that.
launch like twice as fast if you launch them when you're inverted.
Really?
Yeah, if you launch them when you're normally attituded, then they clear the aircraft for like the first second, and then the rockets kick on and they go. But if you launch them when you're upside down, they shoot off immediately.
Damn, I didn't even know that. Like that, I'm gonna have to try that sometime.
Aircraft are moving east.
It will change the way you do boss fights,
Roger that.
trust me.
We're pursuing. Bandit acquired.
It's like now I suddenly want to go back and like redo the cheat video from Zero and just like have the infinite MPBMs on the Morgan and just see what flipping it upside down will do to it.
Yeah, I have to admit I haven't tried that with the Morgan. Honestly, like Morgan with MPBM is like the only way I can not get fucking bored to tears by Gladysant. It's just like such a tedious fucking mission. Like I don't know why I find Gladysant more boring than Lying in Deceit, but I do. Even though Lying in Deceit is objectively the more boring mission.
It's because there's a lot going, like a lot more going on in the background and lying in deceit that makes it interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus you don't have like a fucking naval squadron's worth of AAA coming at you from all the targets that you have to get. So, another XMAA tutorial.
Yeah.
And these kill cams are nice, aren't they? What isn't nice? QTEs.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, so this was one of the things that Bamco auto-detected and wants to monetize. They can have my fucking 1.5 cents worth for sure. Another QTE. And so you notice that one was red. The red ones are the only ones you actually have to do. The other ones just, if you sit, it'll eventually just get the camera over there itself.
Yeah, like I remember like watching like a compilation video some guy did of like what happens if you fail every QTE in Assault
Yeah,
Horizon.
Tomcat, same guy that you did the Megalith failure
Yeah.
from.
And it's like literally like, yeah, like I think there's like only 2 that actually result in like either outright changes to the storyline or a non-standard game over screen. Like I know there's more, but also, oh yeah, fuck you, Bishop.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, in Apocalypse Now, it's like you fucking know they had to have been referencing that, like, you know, this was intentional.
Yeah. So this is, I think, this is also the only game where you get control of the camera during cinematics, so I'm trying to give you guys a bit of a quick room tour
Yeah.
for all the 10-15 seconds of it that I could.
Also, Christ, he kind of looks like Charlie, or, Martin Sheen, doesn't he?
A little bit. I'm loving the half-eaten power bar. And some Blackhawks going off to war. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
This is literally Call of Duty, but with planes. We get a door gunner mission now.
Roger that, shooter. 62. Shooter to acknowledge it.
I think this is the only mission that you can't replay in free mission because it's basically the background for the credits.
Really?
Yeah, you can't play it. You can't replay it in free mission mode. You can't pause either.
Huh.
Nomad 6-1, take out the hostiles on the road. Nomad 6-2, cover the flank.
Yeah, straight off the bat, an interesting detour to Kazutoki Kono's wild ride.
Yeah, more like a hell of a speed bump, really.
Yeah.
Roger, lead. Commencing attack.
Run it.
Gunner,
And I seem to remember that I looked up either this UN resolution that he just mentioned or
Shooter, this is
some
Nomad
other
6-1.
thing,
We have an enemy vehicle on the road.
it is actually somewhat factually relevant from what I remember. I mean, I'm gonna go back and look more in detail. Oh, Jim DeFelice, you poor bastard. You know, I'm gonna go back and look in greater detail and talk about it in the write-up. But for the moment, I feel like I can say that it's basically correct.
RPGs! Get the launchers before they fire!
And I don't know if I do it this time, but it is possible with the door gun to shoot RPGs out of the air.
Nice.
And it is so cool. And by the way, I've playtested that since the cars crashing and the water tower falling over. That's scripted. That happens if you do not fire a shot.
Ha.
I guess they're just some bad fucking drivers down
Take
there.
the rest of them.
Well, it's like, if I was staring down a fucking Black Hawk helicopter that was shooting everywhere around me but at me, yeah, I'd probably, if I was driving a car, crash it into something just by accident.
Yeah, probably.
Also, good old Kobayashi's back doing the soundtrack for this one. Also, yeah, I'm pretty freaking positive, like I know Ace Combat 5 does it, but like, yeah, generally, like, this is one of the few games, or Ace Combat games, that actually has an opening credits sequence.
Nomad 6-1, take out the RPGs on the rooftops. 6-2, proceed along the main street.
04 might do a little something with the like, stars fell from the sky, bit, but I don't remember.
Nope, that's just a story prologue.
Oh, there it was. There it was. I did it. I just shot a missile out of the air.
Nice.
But yeah, you can do that with the chin gun on the Apache as well.
A lot of ground fire coming
Yeah.
at us. Requesting support.
Nomad 6-2, roger. We'll suppress.
And one annoying thing that happens with both sorts of helicopter missions
Visual on hostile
is
vehicle.
that targets are almost is that hostile units are almost always invincible until they are, called out.
Continue attacking.
I guess they went with that instead of doing what they do with air combat, which is where they just have them spotted, because I guess it would be far more noticeable ground stuff. And I think that was another missile that I shot out, and that was one I didn't get. And one thing that I'm realizing now that I should really test is that I think it might be possible to that this mission is not necessarily something that you have to play. It could be
Nomad,
literally
watch out for
interactive
those
credits.
positions. Sweep around them and
Because
avoid
I'm not
fire.
taking a lot of damage, as you might notice.
I see the target. Closing in.
That might be something else that I do before I
On your
put the
right,
post
RPG!
up, is see if that's true. But yeah, right in the tail.
Oh, yeah.
Shooter 1. T-Ray. We're going down. I'm en route.
Nomad 6-2 is down.
Oh, accidentally strafed the heli. But,
Give me a sit
Engaged
rep.
with enemy ground unit.
You've just been committing war crimes left, right, and center, so a little blue on blue really is
oh,
going to
you
amount
want
to
to
much.
see war crimes? There's one coming up.
Oh, God.
Go on ahead.
Fuck your water tower. Yep.
America. Fuck yeah.
Nail that helicopter.
Like that.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've mentioned it in the thread, but just sort of a pouring amount of cold water. I believe there's only been one confirmed kill ever of one helicopter by another helicopter,
Last one enemy bird.
and it was in the Iran-Iraq
Hell
War.
yeah. Nice.
Huh.
So that sort of thing simply does not happen.
Shooter 1, I have lots of rebels on the ground.
So yeah, hella RPGs, but none of them are hitting me, which again I will have to test to see if it really is just a cutscene.
Open fire. Let's go. Plenty of targets.
Gun, stay on them. Take them out.
Shooting gallery.
Keep hammering.
Oh, accident. Sorry, D-Ray. Hope you were ducking.
Yeah, more blue on blue. I'm surprised that didn't kill him, considering how much of a fucking piece of wet paper the Apache is in this game.
RPG on the
It really is a bit ridiculous.
Nomad 6-1. We have fresh ground pounders on stage. Nail those. Taking heavy fire.
Okay, and that, what we just saw there, that is something else that this game does a lot. Reuse voice lines.
Shooter 1 to all units. Ground resistance has been
And
wiped
I'm not
out.
sure why they
Relax,
did it,
boys.
but they
Stay
did,
alive.
and it's annoying.
Yeah.
Area is
Also, I'm just...
secure.
I've got the video, like,
6-1, 6-3.
quieted for the commentary, but I can hear, like, the main theme in the background, and, like,
Roger that.
this game is trying so fucking hard to be Ace Combat 5.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, all quiet, everything's fine. Now they can land the Starbirds and move in. Totally fine. Totally fucking fine, right?
What's that?
So this is literally Modern Warfare with planes. Alright. Cool.